Before we begin, if you enjoy calm journeys through space and gentle stories designed to help you relax, consider subscribing to this channel. It helps you return to these quiet moments whenever you need rest, wonder, or sleep. Tonight, take a slow breath in and let it fall away just as gently. You don't need to imagine traveling fast. There is no countdown, no urgency. Instead, allow your thoughts to soften as we begin an unhurried journey around our home galaxy, the Milky Way. Far from the noise of daily life, far from clocks and obligations, the Milky Way drifts in silence. A vast spiral of stars, dust, and ancient light, turning slowly through the darkness for billions of years. From within one of its quiet arms, our story begins. As you listen, picture yourself floating calmly above the galaxy, watching its soft glow stretch across space. Each star you see has its own history, its own rhythm, yet together they move as one patient, steady, timeless. There is no rush here. The galaxy has all the time it needs. In this chapter, we will gently orient ourselves within the Milky Way, not to overwhelm the mind with numbers or speed, but to create a sense of place, a feeling of belonging within something vast and peaceful. You are not small here. You are safely carried within a structure that has existed long before worry and will continue long after it fades. Let your breathing slow. Let the silence between words grow comfortable. And as the Milky Way slowly turns beneath us, we begin our journey one calm moment at a time. Our place inside the Milky Way. We begin by finding our place. Not in a hurry, not by leaping across vast distances, but by gently noticing where we already are. Our journey starts within a quiet arm of the Milky Way known as the Orion Arm, sometimes called the Orion Spur. It is not the largest arm of the galaxy, nor the brightest, but it is calm, spacious, and stable. Here, stars are spread comfortably apart, giving space for planets to form, for systems to remain undisturbed for long stretches of time. This is where our sun resides. Imagine the sun not as a blazing force, but as a warm, steady lantern floating through the dark. Around it, planets follow their familiar paths, moving with patient precision. Earth is one of them, circling at just the right distance, neither too close nor too far, held in balance by gentle gravity. From this quiet neighborhood, the Milky Way does not appear as a dramatic spiral. From here, it appears as a soft, glowing band stretched across the night sky. For thousands of years, humans looked up at that pale river of light without knowing what it truly was. They told stories about it, gave it names, and wove it into myths, sensing that it was something vast and important, even without understanding its full shape. Now, with calm clarity, we can see what they could not. The Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy, over 100,000 light-years across. That distance is so immense that even light moving faster than anything else in the universe takes 100,000 years to cross from one side to the other. Yet despite its size, the galaxy moves with remarkable grace. Everything within it is in motion. Our solar system travels around the galactic center at a steady pace of about 200 kilometers per second. That may sound fast, but on the scale of the galaxy, it is unhurried. One full orbit around the Milky Way takes approximately 230 million years. Since Earth formed, it has completed this journey only about 20 times. As you drift with this thought, notice how small human time becomes. Days, years, lifetimes soften and blur when placed beside galactic rhythms. The galaxy does not rush, and neither do you need to. From our position in the Orion Arm, we are safely distant from the crowded center of the Milky Way. Closer to the core, stars are packed tightly together, gravitational forces pull more strongly, and energetic events are more common. Here, farther out, Space feels open and breathable. This distance is not accidental. It is one of the reasons complex life was able to develop on Earth. Too close to the center, radiation and instability would have made long-term evolution difficult. Too far out, heavy elements needed to form planets might have been scarce. Our location rests in a gentle middle zone, a region sometimes called the galactic habitable zone. As you rest with this idea, allow a sense of quiet gratitude to arise, not as an emotion to hold tightly, but as a soft awareness. You are part of a system that found balance long before you were born. Now, slowly, we widen our view. Picture the Orion Arm stretching outward, filled with stars of different sizes and colors. Some burn hot and blue, living fast and briefly. Others glow softly in reds and oranges, enduring for tens of billions of years. Between them, clouds of gas and dust drift like cosmic fog, slowly collapsing under gravity to form new stars. These stellar nurseries glow faintly, illuminated from within. They are not loud places, they are patient ones. Creation here happens quietly, over millions of years, guided by forces that never hurry. As our awareness drifts farther, we begin to sense the shape of the Milky Way itself. Spiral arms curve outward from the galactic center like gentle streams of light. They are not rigid structures, but waves of higher density moving through the galactic disk. Stars enter these arms, linger for a time, and eventually drift out again, continuing their long orbits. Nothing here is trapped. Nothing here is forced. The galaxy breathes in this way, arms forming, stars passing through, patterns emerging and dissolving over time. Above and below the galactic disk lies the halo, a vast spherical region filled with ancient stars and mysterious dark matter. These stars are among the oldest in the galaxy, relics from its earliest days. They move in slow, elongated orbits, like distant sentinels keeping watch. The halo extends far beyond the visible spiral, wrapping the Milky Way in an invisible embrace. Though we cannot see dark matter directly, its presence is felt everywhere. It provides the gravitational glue that holds the galaxy together, allowing it to spin without flying apart. Even what we cannot see plays a role. Let this idea settle gently. Not everything important announces itself. Not everything essential shines brightly. Now, imagine stepping back even farther, watching the Milky Way rotate from a distance. The spiral arms glow softly, the core shines brighter, and the halo fades into darkness. The entire galaxy turns slowly, like a cosmic clock with no face and no end. From this vantage point, our solar system is just a whisper within a whisper. Yet it is not insignificant. It is precisely where it needs to be. As you listen, your breathing may have slowed. Your thoughts may feel less sharp, less insistent. This is not accidental. The scale of the galaxy gently rearranges the mind, loosening the grip of small worries. The Milky Way has endured collisions with other galaxies, absorbed smaller star systems, and survived powerful internal forces. And still, it remains calm, structured, and luminous. Stability here does not mean stillness. It means graceful motion sustained over time. From our place within it, we are carried along, moment by moment, without effort. You do not need to navigate. You do not need to steer. Gravity has already written the path. As Chapter 1 draws to a close, we remain here for just a moment longer, resting in our position, feeling the slow orbit, sensing the quiet certainty of belonging to something vast and enduring. In the next chapter, we will gently drift outward along the spiral arms themselves, exploring their structure and rhythm, and discovering how these luminous paths shape the life of the galaxy. For now, simply stay with the motion. The journey continues, slowly unfolding. Structure of the Milky Way. As we continue, We begin to drift outward from our familiar place, carried gently along the luminous paths that shape the Milky Way. These paths are the spiral arms. From a distance, they look like delicate brushstrokes of light, curving gracefully around the galactic center. But they are not solid structures, and they are not fixed in place. They are waves regions, where stars, gas, and dust gather a little more densely as they move through the galaxy's vast disk. Imagine standing in a slow-moving crowd. People enter the crowded area, linger for a while, and then move on, even though the crowd itself seems to remain. The spiral arms work in much the same way. Stars are born within them, shine for millions or billions of years, and then drift onward, while the arms themselves continue to exist as long-lived patterns. As we glide along one of these arms, the first thing we notice is the abundance of light. Here, stars are more numerous, their glow overlapping gently in the darkness. Blue-white giants burn brightly, illuminating nearby clouds of gas. These massive stars live fast and short lives, pouring energy into their surroundings. Their light sculpts the nebulae around them, carving soft shapes into the cosmic dust. Between these luminous giants, smaller stars quietly endure. Yellow suns like our own, orange dwarfs, and red stars barely brighter than embers fill the spaces between. Each one follows its own orbit, its own internal clock, yet together they form a slow, coherent flow. This is not chaos. It is choreography. The spiral arms are also places of birth. Vast molecular clouds drift through these regions, cold and heavy, made of hydrogen, helium, and trace elements forged in earlier generations of stars. When these clouds are gently compressed by the density wave of the spiral arm, gravity begins its quiet work. Over time, the cloud fragments, pockets grow denser, temperatures rise, and deep within, new stars ignite. This process is not explosive, it is patient. From the first hint of collapse to the moment a star begins to shine, millions of years may pass. Creation, on this scale, is never rushed. As we move deeper into the arm, we pass glowing nebulae, vast, colorful regions where star formation is actively unfolding. They appear bright, not because they are loud, but because nearby stars illuminate the gas, causing it to glow softly in reds, blues, and purples. Each nebula is both a beginning and an ending. It forms from the remnants of older stars, and it will eventually disperse, leaving behind new generations that carry the cycle forward. Nothing here is wasted. Nothing truly disappears. As we drift onward, we begin to notice subtle changes. Not all spiral arms are the same. Some are thick and luminous, rich with gas and young stars. Others are thinner, quieter, populated mostly by older stars that have long since moved beyond their birthplace. The Milky Way has several major spiral arms, the Perseus Arm, the Scutum Centaurus Arm, and others, each winding its way around the galaxy. Between them lie interarm regions, calmer stretches of space where star formation slows, and distances between stars grow wider. Our journey carries us gently from a dense region into one of these quieter spaces. Here, the light softens, stars are more evenly spaced, and the background darkness becomes more prominent. This contrast is part of the galaxy's rhythm periods of activity, followed by calm, density followed by openness. The spiral structure, seen this way, feels almost like breathing. The galaxy gathers matter, forms stars, releases energy, and then relaxes again. As we float between arms, we begin to see the Milky Way as a whole more clearly. The disk of the galaxy is thin compared to its width, only about 1,000 light-years thick in most places. Above and below it, the density drops quickly, and the stars become sparse. Most of the galaxy's visible activity is confined to this flattened plane, where gravity has drawn matter into a rotating disk. This shape did not form instantly. It emerged over billions of years as the galaxy cooled and settled into equilibrium. Angular momentum, the tendency of rotating systems to spread outward, played a quiet but decisive role. Even on the largest scales, familiar principles apply. As we continue along the disk, the light from the galactic center grows subtly brighter, even from a great distance. The core lies tens of thousands of light-years away, yet its influence is unmistakable. Stars orbit faster, closer in, responding to the deeper gravitational well. But we are not drawn toward it yet. For now, we remain within the arms, observing how structure emerges from motion. One of the most calming aspects of the spiral arms is their predictability. Though individual stars follow complex paths, the overall pattern persists. This stability allows planets to form, climates to settle, and life, at least in some corners, to emerge and evolve. As you rest with this idea, notice how the galaxy balances change and continuity. Stars are born and die, clouds collapse and disperse, yet the spiral pattern remains, guiding the flow without rigid control. There is a lesson here, though we do not need to name it. Simply noticing it is enough. We continue drifting, now passing regions where older stars dominate. These stars glow more softly, their fuel burning steadily rather than fiercely. Around some of them, planets may circle silent worlds, drifting through the arm long after the bright nebulae have faded. Time, here, stretches gently. 1,000,000 years is a brief moment. 1,000,000,000 years is a long, quiet chapter. The spiral arms have witnessed entire galaxies rise and fall elsewhere in the universe, while they themselves continue their slow turning. As our movement slows, the arm begins to curve away beneath us. We see how it connects to the rest of the galaxy, how each arm is part of a larger, flowing design. None exist alone. Each is shaped by the rotation of the whole. The Milky Way is not a collection of separate parts. It is a single, evolving system. We allow ourselves to drift just a little farther back, letting the spiral arms take their place within the broader structure. From here, they resemble luminous rivers, carrying stars along vast arcs of time and space. Your breathing may feel deeper now. Your thoughts may come more slowly. This is the effect of scale, of rhythm, of motion without urgency. As Chapter 2 gently comes to a close, we find ourselves poised between the arms and the heart of the galaxy. We have followed the paths where stars are born and carried onward, and we have felt the calm persistence of these grand structures. In the next chapter, our journey will guide us gradually inward toward the brighter regions of the Milky Way, where gravity tightens its hold and the galaxy's ancient core begins to reveal itself. For now, remain suspended here between light and dark, between motion and rest carried softly along by the turning of the spiral. Traveling along the spiral arms. As we continue, our path begins to curve inward, not abruptly, not with acceleration, but with the same quiet certainty that has guided us from the beginning. The spiral arms slowly draw closer together, and the soft glow ahead becomes more concentrated. We are moving toward the inner regions of the Milky Way, where the density of stars increases and the story of the galaxy grows older. The light here feels different. Stars appear closer together, their combined glow creating a gentle, constant brightness. The spaces between them narrow, and the background darkness recedes. This is not an overwhelming brilliance, but a steady presence like entering a city seen from far away at night, where countless lights blend into a calm, unified glow. As we drift inward, we begin to sense the deep history carried by these stars. Many of them formed billions of years ago, during the Milky Way's youth. They have orbited the galactic center countless times, witnessing eras of formation, collision, and change. Their light has traveled immense distances, not only through space, but through time. Here, the spiral arms begin to lose their sharp definition. The density waves that shape them become less distinct, merging into a broader, brighter band. The galaxy transitions gradually from its graceful outer structure into a more complex inner region. This transition is not a boundary. It is a blending. The gas clouds here are thicker, richer in heavy elements forged by earlier generations of stars. These elements, carbon, oxygen, iron, and more, are the building blocks of planets, moons, and life itself. They exist because stars lived, burned, and ended, returning their material to the galaxy. As we pass through these enriched regions, we sense how deeply connected everything is. The atoms that form new stars were once part of older ones. The galaxy remembers itself through matter, recycling its history endlessly. We continue inward, and the motion around us becomes more pronounced. Stars orbit faster here, responding to the stronger gravitational pull of the galactic center. Their paths are still smooth, still predictable, but the tempo increases slightly. It is not hurried, but it is purposeful. Gravity, here, speaks more clearly. Around us, we see vast clusters of stars, globular clusters hovering like ancient lanterns. These clusters contain hundreds of thousands, sometimes millions, of stars packed into relatively small regions. They are among the oldest structures in the galaxy, remnants from its earliest formation. Their stars glow softly, aged and stable, moving together as a single, bound system. They orbit the galactic center in wide, looping paths, passing above and below the disk, untouched by the spiral arm's shifting patterns. These clusters feel timeless. They carry a stillness that contrasts gently with the flowing motion of the disk. As we pass near one, we sense the density within it, the closeness of stars, the deep gravitational bond that holds them together. Yet even here, there is no violence. Distances remain vast compared to human scales. Space always leaves room to breathe. Now, ahead, the glow intensifies further. We are approaching the inner bulge of the Milky Way, a swollen, rounded region at the heart of the galaxy, filled with stars moving in more varied directions. The orderly rotation of the disk gives way to a more complex dance, shaped by gravity from every side. The bulge is ancient. Most of its stars formed early in the galaxy's history, when gas was abundant and star formation was rapid. These stars have aged together, their light mellowed by time. Their colors tend toward warm yellows and reds, creating a soft golden hue. As we enter this region, the sense of depth becomes stronger. Stars surround us in all directions, not just in a flat plane, but above and below, forward and behind. The galaxy feels less like a disk and more like a vast, glowing sphere. Yet even here, the motion remains calm. Stars follow curved paths, weaving gently through the bulge, responding to the combined gravitational influence of billions of neighbors. Their movements may appear complex, but they are not chaotic. Balance emerges naturally from their interactions. At the very center of this bulge lies something unseen. We cannot see it directly, but we feel its presence. A supermassive black hole resides at the core of the Milky Way. Known as Sagittarius A*, it contains the mass of millions of suns, compressed into a region smaller than our solar system. It does not shine on its own. It does not pull everything inward violently. Instead, it sits quietly, anchoring the galaxy's heart. Stars near the center orbit it at incredible speeds, tracing tight, elegant loops. These orbits have been observed carefully, revealing the black hole's presence through motion alone. Even here, in one of the most extreme environments in the galaxy, the dominant impression is order. The black hole is not a destroyer of the galaxy. It is a stabilizing presence, one element in a much larger system. Around it, gas and dust occasionally spiral inward, heating up and glowing faintly before crossing the point of no return. These events release energy, but on timescales that stretch far beyond any single moment. Long periods of quiet are punctuated by brief awakenings. For now, the center rests. As we linger at a respectful distance, we take in the full complexity of the inner Milky Way. The bulge, the disk, the spiral arms beyond, all connected, all moving together, all shaped by gravity's patient hand. This region feels dense with memory. Every star here carries a story billions of years long. Every orbit traces a path repeated countless times. Change occurs, but slowly, almost imperceptibly. As you drift here, notice how the idea of a center does not feel overwhelming. It does not demand attention. It simply exists, quietly holding the galaxy together. There is comfort in this kind of strength. We begin to ease our motion, allowing ourselves to float just outside the brightest core, where the density softens slightly and the structure becomes easier to perceive as a whole. From this vantage point, we can look outward again, seeing the spiral arms unfurl into the darkness, carrying stars away from the center and back again in endless cycles. The Milky Way reveals itself as a balance between inward pull and outward motion. Neither dominates completely. Together, they create a stable, enduring form. As Chapter 3 gently draws to a close, we remain suspended near the heart of the galaxy, having felt its gravity without being rushed by it, having seen its complexity without being overwhelmed. In the next chapter, we will begin to shift our focus outward once more, exploring the quieter regions beyond the disk, the halo, the ancient stars, and the invisible structures that extend far beyond the visible light. For now, rest in the glow of the galaxy's center, held in place by gravity, surrounded by the soft accumulation of cosmic time. The galactic center. As we continue, we begin to drift away from the crowded heart of the Milky Way, not in retreat and not in haste, but with the same gentle motion that has guided us all along. The dense glow of the inner regions slowly softens behind us, and the galaxy begins to open outward once more. Stars grow farther apart. The light thins. Silence deepens. We are moving toward the halo of the Milky Way. This region is not easily seen. It does not announce itself with bright nebulae or dense clusters of young stars. Instead, it surrounds the galaxy quietly, extending far above and below the familiar disk, reaching into darkness where visible light fades into memory. The halo is ancient. Here reside some of the oldest stars in the Milky Way, formed when the galaxy itself was still young and unsettled. These stars are dimmer, often smaller, and poorer in heavy elements than those closer to the disk. They were born before many generations of stars had time to enrich the galaxy with the materials of planets and life. Their light is softer. Their presence is subtle, yet their importance is profound. As we drift upward, away from the galactic plane, the flat structure of the Milky Way becomes clear. The disk thins beneath us like a luminous ribbon, stretching across space. Above it, stars become sparse. Distances widen. Darkness grows comfortable. The stars we encounter here move differently. Unlike the orderly rotation of the disk, halo stars follow elongated, tilted orbits. They loop around the galaxy in sweeping arcs, passing above and below the disk, unconcerned with its spiral patterns. Their paths are slow, graceful, and unconstrained. These stars are not part of the daily flow of the galaxy. They are its memory. Many of them formed before the spiral arms existed in their current form. Others were not born in the Milky Way at all. Over billions of years, the galaxy absorbed smaller galaxies, drawing their stars into its gravitational embrace. These stars now drift through the halo, silent witnesses to ancient mergers. As we float among them, we sense the Milky Way not as a static object, but as a collector of histories. Each absorbed galaxy left behind faint traces, streams of stars stretched thin by gravity, still moving together long after their original homes dissolved. These stellar streams weave through the halo like ghostly threads, barely visible, yet real. They remind us that growth, even on cosmic scales, often happens quietly. Beyond the stars lies something even more elusive. The halo is dominated not by light, but by dark matter. We cannot see dark matter. It does not emit or reflect light. Yet its presence shapes everything. Without it, the Milky Way would not hold together. Stars would drift away, spiral arms would unravel, and the galaxy would lose its form. Dark matter forms a vast, invisible structure surrounding the Milky Way, extending far beyond the visible stars. It outweighs all the galaxy's luminous matter combined, anchoring the system with steady gravitational force. As we drift through this region, we feel its influence without seeing it. The motions of stars, the shape of the galaxy, the calm persistence of its rotation, all whisper of something unseen, yet essential. There is a quiet comfort in this idea. Not everything that supports us needs to be visible. Not everything that holds us together announces itself. The halo stretches outward for hundreds of thousands of light years, fading gradually into the intergalactic medium. There is no sharp boundary. The galaxy simply becomes thinner, quieter, more diffuse, until it blends into the larger structure of the universe. From here, the Milky Way appears fragile and vast at the same time, a luminous island suspended in darkness, surrounded by a gentle, invisible scaffold. As we pause in this high, quiet space, we can see the galaxy as a whole. The bright core glows softly at the center. The spiral arms curve outward in elegant arcs. The disk lies thin and luminous, and all of it is wrapped in the faint presence of the halo. This perspective invites stillness. Human concerns feel distant here, not diminished, but softened. The galaxy does not erase them. It places them gently into a larger context where urgency dissolves. As we remain suspended, time stretches. Halo stars move slowly. Their orbits take hundreds of millions of years to complete. Some have been circling the Milky Way since before Earth existed. They have seen the galaxy grow, settle, and mature. They will continue long after individual stars in the disk have come and gone. And yet, even these ancient stars are not eternal. Given enough time, they too will fade. The galaxy itself will change. Nothing here resists the flow of time. Everything participates in it. This acceptance gives the halo its quiet dignity. We begin to drift slightly farther outward, toward the faint edge where the Milky Way meets the wider universe. Here, stars become rare. The background darkens further. The silence feels deeper, but not empty. Beyond this boundary lie other galaxies, scattered across vast distances, each with its own halo, its own history, its own slow turning. The Milky Way is not alone. It is part of a group, a quiet gathering of galaxies bound together by gravity, moving slowly toward one another across cosmic time. The halo reaches out, interacting subtly with the halos of neighboring galaxies, hinting at future encounters still billions of years away. As we linger at this threshold, we feel the scale of what lies ahead. This chapter of the journey is about space between things, about what exists beyond the obvious, about the structures that support without drawing attention. Your breathing may feel deeper now. Your thoughts may drift more freely, untethered from sharp edges. This is the effect of quiet distance, of vastness without noise. As Chapter 4 gently comes to a close, we begin to turn our awareness outward, away from the Milky Way itself, toward its neighbors and the wider cosmic environment in which it moves. In the next chapter, we will explore the Milky Way's relationship with nearby galaxies, how gravity connects them, how their futures are intertwined, and how even now, far in the distance, a slow meeting is already underway. For now, rest here in the halo, surrounded by ancient stars and unseen matter, held gently in place by forces older than memory, as the galaxy continues its calm, endless journey. Nebulae and starbirth. As we continue, our awareness begins to extend beyond the quiet boundary of the Milky Way's halo. The galaxy remains behind us, not disappearing, but settling into the background like a familiar presence you no longer need to look at directly. Its soft spiral glow fades slightly as the darkness ahead opens into a deeper, wider space. This is the realm between galaxies. Here, distances stretch far beyond anything we have encountered so far. Stars become rare, then vanish entirely. The silence feels expansive, not empty, filled with the slow movement of gravity and time. We are no longer traveling within a single system, but through the vast environment that connects many systems together. The Milky Way is part of a small gathering known as the Local Group. This group contains dozens of galaxies, ranging from large spirals to faint, irregular collections of stars barely holding together. They are bound by gravity, drifting through space together like a quiet family, spread across several million light-years. The most prominent member of this group, besides our own galaxy, lies ahead, the Andromeda galaxy. Even from a great distance, Andromeda appears as a soft, elongated glow, faint but unmistakable. It is larger than the Milky Way, containing perhaps 1 trillion stars, and it too is wrapped in a vast halo of dark matter and ancient stars. As we drift closer, Andromeda does not rush toward us. There is no sense of collision or urgency. Instead, the two galaxies move toward one another at a gentle pace, drawn together by gravity over billions of years. This motion began long before Earth existed. From this perspective, the future unfolds slowly and calmly. In roughly 4 billion years, the Milky Way and Andromeda will pass through one another, their stars weaving together without direct collisions, reshaping both galaxies into something new. This is not destruction. It is transformation. As we float between them, we begin to sense the subtle interactions already taking place. Their halos overlap faintly, their dark matter structures touching first, guiding the visible matter long before stars ever meet. Gravity does not announce its work. It prepares quietly. Around us, smaller galaxies drift as well, companions of the Milky Way and Andromeda alike. Some are being gently pulled apart, their stars stretched into long streams that arc through space. Others remain intact, orbiting patiently, awaiting futures still far away. These dwarf galaxies are fragile, yet persistent. They have survived for billions of years, adapting to the gravitational tides of larger neighbors. Their continued existence speaks to the slow, forgiving nature of cosmic change. As we move through the Local Group, the sense of scale continues to expand. Distances between galaxies are immense compared to their sizes. Even as the Milky Way and Andromeda approach one another, vast regions of space lie between individual stars. When galaxies merge, stars rarely collide. Instead, they pass by, reshaping the collective structure through gravity alone. This gentleness may feel surprising, but it is the rule rather than the exception. On cosmic scales, even dramatic events unfold slowly, with room for continuity and calm. We drift farther outward now, allowing the Local Group to appear as a whole. The Milky Way and Andromeda dominate the scene, with their spiral forms and luminous cores. Around them, smaller galaxies trace looping orbits, bound by shared gravity. Together, they move through space, not isolated, but part of a larger pattern. Beyond the Local Group lies the local sheet, a flattened region of space where galaxy groups are arranged along vast filaments. These filaments stretch across the universe, forming a cosmic web that connects galaxies over unimaginable distances. We are beginning to see that the Milky Way's journey does not occur alone. Galaxies are not scattered randomly. They follow the invisible scaffolding of dark matter, gathering along filaments, clustering at intersections, leaving vast voids in between. This structure emerged from tiny fluctuations in the early universe, amplified over billions of years by gravity. Even now, the universe continues to organize itself slowly, patiently, without direction or goal, yet with remarkable coherence. As we rest with this view, notice how movement here feels different from movement within the galaxy. There is no rotation to follow, no spiral arms to trace. Instead, there is drift steady, subtle, guided by large-scale gravity rather than local structure. Time stretches further. Events are measured, not in millions of years, but in billions. The future collision of galaxies is already written into the motion we see now, yet it remains so distant that it carries no urgency. This perspective invites surrender. There is nothing to manage here, nothing to anticipate. Everything unfolds on its own timescale. As we continue outward, the Milky Way becomes one luminous point among many. Its individuality softens as it takes its place within a greater pattern. This does not diminish it. It contextualizes it. Just as stars form galaxies, galaxies form groups, and groups form vast structures. Each level supports the next. Belonging exists at every scale. We pause here, suspended within the cosmic web, feeling the quiet pull of gravity connecting everything we cannot see. This chapter of the journey is about connection. Not the immediate, visible kind, but the deep, underlying relationships that shape motion across the universe. The Milky Way's path is influenced by its neighbors, just as stars within it are influenced by one another. Nothing moves alone. As Chapter 5 gently comes to a close, we allow our awareness to linger between galaxies, sensing the immense calm of intergalactic space and the slow choreography that binds entire systems together. In the next chapter, we will begin to turn our attention forward in time, exploring what lies ahead for the Milky Way itself, how its long journey continues, and how even change on the grandest scales carries a quiet sense of continuity. For now, rest here among the galaxies, drifting without effort, held within a universe that moves slowly enough to let everything breathe. Ancient stars and galactic halo. As we continue, our attention begins to shift not outward into space, but forward through time. The galaxies around us remain suspended in their slow dance, their motions steady and inevitable. From this wide vantage point, the future of the Milky Way no longer feels uncertain. It feels patient, written not as a single event, but as a long unfolding. We begin by returning our awareness gently to our home galaxy. The Milky Way glows softly once more, its spiral arms still turning, its core still steady. For now, it looks much as it has for billions of years. Stars continue to form in its arms. Others age quietly, burning their fuel with calm persistence. Nothing dramatic happens all at once. In the near future, measured in millions of years rather than human lifetimes, the Milky Way continues much as it always has. The Sun completes another slow orbit around the galactic center. New stars ignite in hidden nebulae. Old stars drift farther from their birthplaces. Civilizations may rise and fall on distant planets. Continents may shift. Oceans may come and go. The galaxy notices none of this. Not because it is indifferent, but because its scale is so much larger. As time moves forward into hundreds of millions of years, subtle changes begin to accumulate. Star formation gradually slows as the galaxy consumes the gas available in its spiral arms. This is not a sudden decline, but a gentle tapering. The brightest, most massive stars become less common. The Milky Way grows calmer. Its light becomes slightly warmer, slightly dimmer, as older stars come to dominate. The spiral arms remain visible, but less sharply defined. The galaxy enters a quieter phase of its life, one focused more on endurance than creation. Meanwhile, far beyond the disk, the halo continues to gather faint streams of stars from smaller galaxies drawn too close. These mergers add mass, reshape orbits, and subtly alter the galaxy's structure, never violently, always gradually. Time continues to stretch. Then, billions of years from now, something long anticipated begins to approach its turning point. Andromeda draws nearer. What was once a faint glow on the edge of awareness now becomes unmistakable. Its spiral structure grows clearer. Its halo overlaps more deeply with that of the Milky Way. Gravity tightens the connection between the two galaxies, guiding them toward a shared future. From within either galaxy, the night sky would slowly change. Andromeda would appear larger, brighter, its shape gradually filling more of the darkness. This would happen so slowly that generations would pass without noticing the difference. There would be no warning signs, no sense of danger, only a gradual rearrangement of the heavens. As the two galaxies approach, their outer regions begin to distort. Spiral arms stretch and bend under tidal forces. Long streams of stars are pulled outward, forming luminous bridges between the galaxies. Yet even now, stars do not collide. The distances between them remain vast. The encounter is one of gravity, not impact. As the first close pass occurs, the shapes of both galaxies change dramatically. Their spiral patterns unravel, drawn into sweeping arcs. Gas clouds compress, triggering new waves of star formation. After billions of years of quiet, the Milky Way briefly awakens. New stars ignite across the distorted disk, their light illuminating fresh nebulae. For a time, the combined system glows brighter than either galaxy did alone. This is not chaos. It is renewal. After this first encounter, the galaxies drift apart again, only to be drawn back together once more. Over several billion years, repeated passes gradually merge them into a single, larger system. The final result is not a spiral galaxy. The merged remnant becomes an elliptical galaxy, rounded, smooth, and calm. Its stars move in many directions, their orbits no longer confined to a flat disk. Star formation slows dramatically as gas is consumed or heated beyond the point of collapse. The Milky Way, as we know it, gently fades into memory. But nothing is lost. Its stars continue to shine. Its planets continue to orbit. Its history lives on within the structure of the new galaxy, sometimes called Milkomeda by those who imagine its future. From within this merged galaxy, the night sky would feel different. The familiar band of the Milky Way would be gone, replaced by a softer, more uniform glow. The sky would feel deeper, quieter, more evenly lit. Time continues. As trillions of years pass, star formation across the universe slows everywhere. Galaxies grow older. The brightest stars disappear, leaving behind long-lived red dwarfs and faint remnants, white dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes. The universe cools. The merged galaxy drifts through space, its stars aging together. Interactions become rare, change becomes subtle. The cosmos enters a long, calm twilight. Yet even here, there is no abrupt ending. Stars fade gradually. Light thins gently. The universe becomes darker, quieter, more spacious. What remains is not emptiness, but stillness, a vast, cooling expanse where motion continues at an ever-slowing pace. As we contemplate this future, notice how it does not feel threatening. There is no urgency in it. No final moment. Only a gradual release of energy back into silence. From the perspective of the universe, this is not loss. It is completion. We allow our awareness to rest here, beyond beginnings and endings, where time itself becomes a soft concept rather than a force. The Milky Way's story fits naturally into this larger flow, one chapter in an endless sequence of transformation. As Chapter 6 gently draws to a close, we begin to shift our attention once more not toward distant futures, but back toward the present moment, carrying with us the calm understanding that change, even on the grandest scales, unfolds without haste. In the next chapter, we will begin our gradual return inward, bringing this vast journey back toward the quieter rhythms closer to home, where the galaxy's immense story settles into something intimate, familiar, and deeply restful. For now, remain suspended in time, held by the knowledge that the universe moves slowly enough to allow everything, stars, galaxies, and thoughts alike, to find their place. Motion of the Milky Way. As we continue, we begin a gentle return. Not a reversal of the journey, but a soft drawing inward, away from distant futures and vast structures, back toward the quieter, more immediate rhythms of the Milky Way as it exists now. The long arc of time fades into the background, and the galaxy's present moment comes back into focus. The merged futures and distant collisions dissolve like a dream, leaving behind the steady spiral we recognize. The Milky Way turns, calmly and continuously. From this renewed perspective, we sense the galaxy not as a destination or a story, but as a living process, one that is happening right now, all around us, without drama or urgency. Stars continue their orbits. Gas clouds drift. Gravity holds everything gently in place. We drift inward through the halo once more, passing ancient stars that glow faintly in the dark. Their orbits carry them high above the galactic disk, then back down again, tracing paths they have followed for billions of years. These stars do not hurry. They remind us that returning does not require speed, it requires attention. As the halo thins, the disk of the Milky Way grows brighter beneath us. The familiar ribbon of light stretches across space, its spiral arms glowing softly once more. We are approaching regions where structure becomes clearer, where motion feels more rhythmic and reassuring. Within the disk, star density increases gradually. The emptiness between stars softens. The galaxy feels more present, more immediate. Yet even here, space remains vast. We pass through quiet interarm regions where stars drift alone, each with its own small system of planets, moons, and dust. Some of these stars may host worlds long past their prime. Others may still be forming. Most simply endure, shining steadily, unnoticed. As we move, we become aware again of motion, not just the galaxy's motion, but our own. Our solar system is traveling through the Milky Way at this very moment, moving through space with no sensation of speed. The sun carries its planets along in a smooth, curved path, guided by gravity, never needing correction. This motion is constant, and yet invisible. We feel still because everything around us moves together. The sun's journey through the galaxy has shaped Earth's history in subtle ways. Over millions of years, it has passed through regions of higher and lower star density, through clouds of interstellar dust, through quiet stretches of open space. Each passage left faint traces, changes in cosmic radiation, slight shifts in the galactic environment woven gently into the long story of life. As we drift closer to our local region, we begin to sense the Orion Arm once more. The light here feels familiar. Stars are spread comfortably apart. The density is neither too high nor too low. There is a sense of balance, a stability that has allowed complexity to unfold over immense spans of time. This is not the brightest place in the galaxy. It is not the most dramatic, but it is calm. Within this arm, star formation continues at a measured pace. New suns ignite quietly within hidden nebulae. Older stars shine on, steady and patient. Planetary systems persist, their motions repeating with reassuring precision. We pass near clouds of gas and dust, raw material for future stars. They drift slowly, shaped by gravity and time, awaiting conditions that may or may not arise. Nothing here is forced. Creation waits until the moment is right. As we draw nearer to our solar system, the scale shifts once again. The galaxy fades into the background, becoming a soft glow rather than a dominating presence. Individual stars regain their identity. Distances shrink from thousands of light years to tens, then to single digits. Here, the sun stands out as a warm, yellow star, unremarkable among billions, yet singular to us. It shines steadily, powered by nuclear fusion deep in its core, converting mass into light with quiet reliability. Every second, it releases energy that will travel outward, warming planets, illuminating space, and eventually fading into darkness. Around it, planets trace their familiar paths. Earth appears small, fragile, and luminous, a pale presence wrapped in clouds, oceans, and atmosphere. From this distance, there are no borders, no cities, no conflicts, only a living world turning gently in space. We do not descend to the surface. We remain just far enough away to feel perspective without detail. Earth is not a place to analyze here. It is a place to acknowledge. It exists. It endures. It moves in harmony with everything around it. As we linger, the idea of home begins to settle not as a location, but as a feeling of belonging within a larger system. The Milky Way is not something we stand apart from. It is something we are already inside. This understanding brings a deep sense of calm. There is no need to travel far to find meaning. There is no need to escape the present moment. Everything is already connected. We allow ourselves to rest in this awareness, feeling the steady orbit of Earth, the gentle pull of the sun, the slow turning of the galaxy beyond. Your breathing may have slowed even further now. Thoughts may drift in and out without attachment. This is the natural effect of returning, of bringing vastness back into something intimate and safe. As Chapter 7 gently comes to a close, we remain near our solar system, held within familiar rhythms, carrying with us the memory of distant galaxies and future epochs without being weighed down by them. In the next chapter, we will shift our focus even more inward, not toward places, but toward sensation and stillness, allowing the journey through space to dissolve fully into rest. For now, stay here, floating quietly near home, as the Milky Way continues its endless, gentle rotation around us. Relationship with nearby galaxies. As we continue, the sense of motion begins to soften even further. We are no longer traveling through vast distances or sweeping epochs. Instead, the journey turns inward toward stillness, toward the quiet awareness that remains when movement slows and the universe feels close rather than immense. The Milky Way is still there. The sun still shines. Earth still turns. But none of these require our attention now. From this gentle vantage point near home, the galaxy becomes a background presence, a steady, reassuring structure that does not demand observation. What matters in this moment is not where we are, but how it feels to be held within something so vast and stable. We allow ourselves to float. There is no direction to choose, no destination ahead. Gravity supports us without effort, keeping everything in its place. Space is calm, and time stretches smoothly, without markers or urgency. As we rest, the rhythms of the universe become subtle impressions rather than events. The orbit of Earth around the sun becomes a slow, circular thought. The sun's path around the galactic center becomes an even slower one. Both continue, whether we notice them or not. This realization brings ease. You do not need to keep things moving. You do not need to guide the flow. The universe already knows how to carry itself. In this chapter, the boundaries between observer and environment begin to soften. The sense of watching space gives way to the feeling of being within it. Space is no longer something out there. It is the quiet medium in which everything exists, including thoughts, breath, and awareness itself. The stars around us shine gently, not as points to count or analyze, but as a soft texture woven into the darkness. Their light reaches us after long journeys, arriving calmly, without announcing the distance it has traveled. Light, here, feels patient. We may begin to notice a change in our inner landscape. Thoughts slow. The mind becomes less interested in forming narratives, more content to rest in sensation. This is not emptiness, it is spaciousness. The universe feels spacious too. Between stars, between galaxies, between moments, space dominates. Matter is rare. Light is subtle. Motion is gentle. This spaciousness is not a lack. It is what allows everything else to exist without friction. As we float, the idea of scale dissolves. The difference between a planet and a galaxy becomes less important than the shared qualities they possess: motion, balance, endurance. Everything here participates in the same quiet laws. Gravity binds without squeezing. Time flows without pushing. Energy moves without urgency. The Milky Way has been doing this for billions of years, holding itself together, adjusting slowly, responding to change without resistance. In its example, we find permission to rest. There is nothing you need to solve right now. Nothing you need to understand. Nothing you need to remember. Just as stars burn without thinking, and planets orbit without deciding, you are allowed to simply exist in this moment. We remain near the solar system, but not focused on any single object. The sun's warmth is a distant, comforting presence. Earth's motion is a gentle reminder of continuity. The galaxy beyond forms a quiet shelter rather than a spectacle. Even sound feels distant here. If there is any sound at all, it is imagined perhaps a low, constant hum, like a breath drawn by the universe itself. Not a noise, but a sense of presence. As we rest, time becomes less defined. Minutes lose their edges. Moments blend. The future and the past soften into the present, which stretches gently without resistance. This is how the universe experiences time, not as a sequence to manage, but as a dimension to move through slowly. You may notice that the body feels heavier, or lighter, or simply more settled. Breathing deepens naturally. Muscles release their quiet tension. This is not something you make happen. It happens because nothing is asking for effort. The Milky Way does not strain to remain a galaxy. Stars do not strain to shine. And you do not need to strain to rest. As this chapter unfolds, the journey becomes less about space and more about belonging. You are not visiting the universe. You are part of it, sharing its pace, its patience, its silence. The idea of far away loses meaning here. Everything that exists is equally present in this moment. Stars, galaxies, thoughts, breath. Distance is just another form of space, and space is everywhere. We linger in this understanding, letting it settle deeply. Nothing is required of you now. There is nowhere to go. There is nothing to anticipate. The universe continues its motion without needing your attention. It carries on gently, steadily, the way it always has. As Chapter 8 gently draws toward its close, a sense of completion begins to form, not an ending, but a fullness. The journey has brought us outward across galaxies and forward through time, and now it has brought us back into stillness. In the next chapter, we will allow this stillness to deepen further, easing into a quiet conclusion where the boundaries between journey and rest disappear completely. For now, remain here, floating softly in the presence of the Milky Way, supported by gravity, surrounded by space, and free to let go of the day as the universe holds you in calm, unbroken motion. The future of the Milky Way. As we continue, the sense of stillness deepens. There is no longer a need to follow motion or trace paths through space. The journey has carried us far enough that distance itself has lost its meaning. What remains is a quiet awareness, gently resting within the universe rather than observing it. The Milky Way is still present, but now it feels like a memory, soft, familiar, and reassuring. Its spiral shape no longer needs to be visualized. Its movement no longer needs to be followed. It exists as a steady foundation beneath awareness, much like the ground beneath a resting body. We allow ourselves to settle fully. The universe does not demand attention. It does not require understanding. It simply is. Stars continue to shine, but their light feels diffuse, blending into a calm glow rather than distinct points. Space stretches infinitely, yet feels intimate. The vastness that once inspired awe now invites rest. Time slows even further. Moments become long and gentle. The idea of before and after fades, replaced by a continuous present that holds everything comfortably. This is the natural rhythm of the cosmos, slow, even, unbroken. In this space, there is nothing to anticipate. The future does not press forward. The past does not pull backward. Everything that needs to happen will happen without effort. Gravity continues its quiet work, holding stars in their orbits, galaxies in their clusters, thoughts within awareness. There is no strain in this holding. It is soft, constant, reliable. We might notice the breath now rising and falling without instruction. It mirrors the universe's rhythm, expansion and release, presence and rest. Each breath is a small echo of cosmic motion. Nothing needs to change. The mind, sensing this safety, may begin to drift. Thoughts appear briefly, then dissolve, like faint clouds passing through a clear sky. There is no need to follow them. The space they leave behind is more important. This is not emptiness. It is openness. The Milky Way, the local group, the cosmic web, all of it exists within this openness, supported by it. Space is not something between objects. It is the medium that allows everything to be. As we rest here, we may sense a gentle warmth, not physical heat, but a feeling of quiet belonging. The universe is not distant or indifferent. It is the environment in which existence unfolds naturally. You are not separate from it. The atoms that form the body were shaped in stars long ago. The energy that sustains life follows the same laws that guide galaxies. Everything here shares a common origin and a common rhythm. This understanding does not need to be held in thought. It can simply be felt as a calm certainty. We remain suspended in this awareness, allowing the boundaries of self to soften. The distinction between listener and story fades. There is only the experience of resting within something vast, gentle, and unhurried. Even the idea of a journey begins to dissolve. There is nowhere left to go, nothing left to explore. Everything has already arrived. The universe continues, its slow-motion galaxies drifting, stars aging, light traveling, but none of this requires attention. It all happens in the background, like a distant tide. Foreground awareness becomes quiet. As this chapter unfolds, sleep may begin to feel closer, not as an event, but as a natural continuation of rest. The mind loosens its hold on structure. The body settles more deeply into stillness. This is not a loss of awareness. It is a softening of focus. The Milky Way remains present as a silent companion, turning gently through space, indifferent to observation, yet comforting in its stability. Its vast age and scale lend reassurance. Whatever happens next, it will happen slowly. There is time. There is space. There is no rush. As Chapter 9 gently approaches its end, we sense that the journey has nearly completed its arc. What began as movement through stars and galaxies has become movement into calm itself. In the final chapter, we will allow even this awareness to fade softly, offering a quiet closure where words become unnecessary and rest takes over completely. For now, remain here, floating in the gentle presence of the universe, breathing slowly, supported by gravity, and free to let go as deeply as you wish. Returning awareness. As we continue into this final movement of the journey, everything becomes simpler. There is no need to picture galaxies or trace paths through space anymore. The Milky Way, the stars, the slow turning of time, all of it has already done its work. What remains is a quiet sense of arrival, as if the universe itself has gently set you down in a place of rest. Motion fades into stillness, not because anything has stopped, but because nothing requires your attention now. The universe continues exactly as it always has, stars orbiting, light traveling, gravity holding everything together, but you are no longer following these motions. You are resting within them. The Milky Way becomes a distant presence, like a calm memory rather than a scene. You don't need to see it to know it is there. Its steady rotation offers reassurance without asking to be observed. Space feels close. Not vast and overwhelming, but spacious in a comforting way, like a quiet room with no sharp edges. There is room to breathe here, room for thoughts to slow, then soften, then pass without resistance. Time loosens its shape. Moments stretch gently, blending together. The idea of counting or measuring fades. There is no schedule to keep, no next step to prepare for. Everything unfolds at its own pace, which is slow enough to feel safe. Breathing becomes deeper, quieter. Each inhale arrives naturally. Each exhale releases a little more weight. The body understands what the mind no longer needs to explain, that it is allowed to rest. The universe offers no expectations. Stars do not expect anything from the darkness around them. Galaxies do not strive to be seen. They exist, they endure, and they change without effort or judgment. You are allowed to do the same. As this chapter settles, awareness begins to narrow, not into tension, but into ease. The wide cosmic perspective gently dissolves, leaving behind a soft sense of presence. You may feel heavier, as if gravity has become more noticeable, drawing everything downward into stillness. This is not sinking. It is settling. The Milky Way continues its slow journey through space, but you no longer need to follow it. The path has already been traced. The story has already been told. Now there is only rest. Thoughts may still appear, but they arrive quietly and leave just as quietly. There is no need to hold on to them or push them away. They drift like faint lights in the distance, dimming on their own. Silence becomes comfortable. Not an absence, but a gentle background, a space where nothing presses forward. Even the idea of listening softens. Sound, if it exists at all, feels far away, like a memory of motion rather than motion itself. The body responds. Muscles release what they've been holding. The jaw softens. The shoulders sink. The breath finds a natural rhythm that doesn't need guidance. The universe supports this rest effortlessly. Gravity holds you as surely as it holds planets in their orbits. There is no difference in principle, only in scale. The same quiet force that shapes galaxies allows the body to relax into stillness. Nothing is fragile here. Everything has existed through far greater changes than this moment. The universe has endured collisions, transformations, vast stretches of time, and still it moves calmly forward. You are safe within this continuity. As awareness grows softer, the sense of self begins to blur at the edges, not disappearing, but loosening, like a drop of water resting on a still surface, no longer separate, no longer tense. There is no need to define this feeling. There is no need to understand it. The Milky Way no longer feels distant or enormous. It feels familiar, almost intimate, a quiet companion that has always been there, turning slowly while life unfolded in its arms. And it will continue turning, whether or not it is noticed. This knowledge brings peace. Nothing important depends on vigilance. Nothing meaningful requires effort right now. The universe does not rush toward an ending. It does not hurry toward beginnings. It simply continues, moment by moment, at a pace slow enough to allow rest. As this chapter gently reaches its closing moments, even the idea of a chapter begins to dissolve. The structure that guided the journey fades away, leaving only a soft, open space. In the final moments to come, words will become fewer, then unnecessary. The journey will complete itself not with a conclusion, but with quiet release, allowing sleep or deep rest to arrive naturally, carried gently by the same calm forces that guide the Milky Way through the stars. Everything can rest now. The universe continues without effort, stars shining softly, galaxies drifting slowly, gravity holding all things in quiet balance. You do not need to follow any of it anymore. The journey has already carried you where you need to be. Breathing becomes the only motion you notice. In and out. Unforced. Unhurried. The Milky Way turns somewhere beyond awareness, patient and constant, like it has for billions of years. It does not need attention. It does not need witness. Its calm existence is enough. Thoughts grow lighter. Longer spaces appear between them, and in those spaces, there is ease. Nothing is expected of you here. Nothing is unfinished. Nothing is waiting. The universe is not concerned with time the way we are. It does not rush toward tomorrow or cling to yesterday. It exists fully in this moment, and this moment is gentle. You are held within that gentleness. Every part of you is allowed to soften the muscles, the breath, even the need to stay aware. If sleep comes, let it come. If rest deepens quietly, let it deepen. There is no right way to be now. Far away, light continues its long journey through space. It travels without effort, without intention, simply moving as it always has. And just like that light, you are free to drift. Nothing can pull you out of this calm. Nothing needs to interrupt it. The galaxy does not hurry. The universe does not strain. And you do not need to either. Stay here, or drift further, both are fine. The night is wide and patient, and the cosmos will keep turning, quietly watching over everything, long after words have faded away.